everybody, I'm Mahin, and this is your Sunday in the Studio edition of the Bellydance Quickies. And today we are going to be talking about turns, and in particular, arms for turns. So today I'm going to show you 10 different ways to use your arms for a three-step turn. So the turn we're talking about today is a three-step turn, and that is of course exactly how it sounds, just 3 steps. 1, 2, and 3 to make one complete turn. So we're going to be talking about different ways to use arms, and I'm going to show you 10 of them. Arm style number 1 is going to be your basic arms that you use. Now when we take our 3-step turn, our feet step wide, they come together, more narrow, and then they step open again. So we're going to, in our basic form of our arms, we're going to use them the same way. We're going to have them open, they're going to close in, and then they're going to open again. So I like to think of this one as rolling into your arm. So if I imagine I hold my arm out here as I step, as I turn, I'm going to roll into my arm, and then that one's going to hold its position, and then I'm going to open it back out. I'm going to the other side, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do this facing the opposite way so that you can see my arms a little more clearly. So I'm going to start my turn back here so you can see what my arms are doing from the back. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So turn style number 2, we're going to use arms that are more modern. We're going to take the arms out, we're going to flex the wrist a little bit, and we're going to keep them out. I like to think of these kind of as Barbie arms. So out here, and we're going to keep them kind of braced a little bit. So what the turn looks like, 1, 2, 3. Now this gives a very modern, kind of strong look. Turn back the other way, 1, 2, 3. I think it looks prettier if you make sure you twist the body at the end a little bit. So that's arm style number 2. For number 3, we're going to use a little bit more decorative arm. This is what I like to call a sweep arm. So if you take both of your arms out here, and if you take one arm and you sweep it around your head as if you're going to brush your hair off your face and bring it back. Now that's what we're going to be doing, one arm at a time. And we're going to use what I call the trailing arm. So if I'm going this way, and I'm going to be turning this way, the arm that is dragging behind me is the one I'm going to sweep around my head. So as I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I want you to notice what I'm doing with the arm that's not going around my head. In this case, I am taking it in just like I would in a basic arm form for this turn. So if you look at this, I'm going to again do this from the opposite side. Turn around. As I come around, 1, 2, my arm is bent right here. 3. So this is my trailing arm. This is the one that's going to go around my head. 1, 2, 3. Arm style number 4 is a variation on this. Instead of having our arm in here, we're going to hold that arm out in this kind of more modern and strong position here. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3. Like that. 1, 2, 3. So this gives a little bit more of a sweeping feel, like almost like a clock arm, kind of sweeping around here in the turn. Arm style number 5. This is another variation on the sweep arm. This time we're going to be taking both arms around the head. So in this one, you can take one arm around the head this way, and then one arm around the head this way. Now you can do this in a little bit staggered, or do it kind of more together. So if you do it staggered, it would be one passes and then the other passes like this. If you were going to do it more together, they would kind of follow each other around, almost as if you had something that you were holding around here, and you had to take them around both at the same time. So you have 2 ways that you can do that one. So maybe you should consider this 11 ways. So I'm going to do the one that's a little bit more staggered. So I'm going to take my trailing arm, and my leading arm, and then turn. For number 6, we're going to have one arm at the head and one arm out. And you can go ahead and start with your hand at the head, or you can bring it up as you step. 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3, like that. For number 7, we are going to be taking our arms from the bottom and drawing them up to the top as we make our turn. So for this, you probably would use this in something within a transition before that, where perhaps you were doing something where you framed the hips that would put your arms in a logical position to start this turn. So as we come up, 1, 2, 3. And then it would be nice to transition into something that made use of your arms up here. Let's do that again to the other side. So starting at the bottom, 1, 2, 3. So as you're doing this one, it's important to watch the position of your arms. So you don't just want to go like, flop them up there. So you want to make sure that when you draw up, you keep the chest open, and then you can turn the hands in, and again, still keeping the chest open, and then dropping the shoulders as you come to the top. So as you come in, up to here, like that. So as you may have guessed, number 8 is going to be going from the top, pressing down to the bottom. So from here, you're going to go up at the top, and again, let's watch the arm position. As you come down, you want to make sure that those elbows come out, and that you turn the hands to come down. So when we turn with this one, we have 1, 2, 3. Lift the chest up and through. So going to the other side, 1, 2, 3, like that. For number 9, we're going to again have another very dynamic arm position. So this time we're going to draw the arms in, and then we're going to draw one up and one down. And which one goes up and which one goes down is going to depend on how you want to land or what you're going to be doing after that. So for here, so taking this in and up and down turn, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And of course this one's probably going to continue its line down here even if this one goes straight up. Going to the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, like that. So as you can see, this landing position would also transition well into an arabesque type position if you just kind of continue past your vertical line. Let's look at that one from the back as well. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Going the other way. 1, 2, 3. And our final one, number 10, is going to go up and up like this, and it's going to move as we go. How fast you do these will be determined by your music and what's going on with it, because something like this, you'd want the music to really have something that cues it and supports it, that makes it feel like something more decorative should be there. So as you're doing this one again, make sure you keep the chest open and you keep the elbows away from the body. Now this one also makes complete sense if you look up a little bit as you turn, like that. You'll want to practice this one slowly. Sometimes looking up while you're turning can be feel a little destabilizing if you're not used to it. And especially if you are going to be doing this quickly, you should practice it more slowly first. So let's do that one. I'm going to take the arms, I'm going to go in first, and then we're going to start to bring the arms up. So making our turn, we have, and up, up, up. Other side. Turn, up, up, up. I think that one works a little bit better in multiple turns, and you can also add a couple of extra steps in there if you were going to maybe turn more than once. So that one was a little bit more of a 3-step turn. I think I had maybe 5 steps in that one. Another point to consider is that many of the arms that we use today can also be used in a continuous spin. For example, here, and also using some of these in a continuous spin, or in this one in particular as well. So don't just think of them for 3-step turns only. Think of them also for your spins, especially if you're going to be doing some prolonged spinning. Changing your arm positions can be one way to bring some variety to that, and also to bring some additional musicality to it, so that your arm movements reflect what's going on in the music. So I hope you like this one. I hope you find it useful for your choreography and for your improvisation. If you are an experienced dancer and you've been doing turns, and turns are an easy and very comfortable thing for you, try adding some variety to your arm positions. And if you are in the Glitter Lounge, go ahead and post in there if you have ideas for additional arm styles. We'd love to hear about them. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I am in the middle of traveling on the East Coast, not exactly sure where I'll be when this video comes out. I am taping in advance, but my dates for the East Coast are Detroit, Boston, New York City, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia this year. And you can check the box down there for the dates that I will be in each city. And so I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.